guys! In this video we're going to look at changing colours in the middle of our crochet square. Now there's a couple of different ways of doing it, but over the years that I've been making squares I've found that this is my preferred method because it leaves me with less ends to weave in. That is the bane of my existence, weaving in ends. So I find that this method is a lot more friendly and it tends to hide your ends a lot more. So in this one we are working on a Bulbasaur square. So I'm up to round 6, which requires me to do 3 pink squares. So I'm on my 3rd pink square now. And then we're going to change to black. So what we are going to do, before you yarn through your last time, you're going to have your 2 loops here after your double crochet. Now I'm going to bring in my black colour, and I like to lay it flat across this row, like that, flat across the row, so that I can crochet over the top and it hides my ends and means less weaving in for me. So once I've laid it over there, I'm going to pull it through my hook like that, pull it through my 2 loops, almost like my last stitch. And then I'm going to slip stitch it into this again. So we're going to go through the chain bit on the pink, just like we would starting a normal row. Pull our yarn through and yarn through there. And then we're going to pull the pink thread tight. I'm going to leave my pink thread attached because I'm going to continue using this colour around this area. So now I'm on my black. Now you can do it any way you like. I find that this makes it a more seamless change when I use the black as the last stitch rather than yarning through with the pink. You can still yarn over with your pink and then change to black, but I find the stitches slip and it's a lot harder to bury the ends, but whatever works for you. So then we're going to continue working in our black. So as I go through here, I'm pretending this black is part of this chain so that I can hide the end. So I basically am just keeping my finger on the end of the black yarn here to stop it from slipping. And then once I'm finished this, I can trim this little end off, and then I've basically hidden my loop already and I don't have to worry about weaving in my end. So this requires 2 black stitches and then a change back to pink. So I'll show you again how we change to pink. Now the black is going to become my border, so I'm going to leave that attached. As I get to my last loop, which I'll show you here, we're going to go in, down over, pull through once, and we're left with our 2 loops. Now if you wanted to do it a different way, as I said, you can pull that through and then just start with your pink, but I find it tends to slip a little bit, so I like to leave it with my 2 loops because it kind of secures it in place. Then I'm going to grab my pink yarn. Now you can cut these off and start the colour again once you get to the row. I just don't like wasting yarn, and I find it gets a little bit tangled when you're working, but it's okay. So this is my little row that I'll be slip stitching into. So we're going to run our pink flat along that row, and I'm going to keep my thumb on it, and we're going to pull it through our loop like that. And then we're going to slip stitch into our row as normal, just like that. And we've locked that loop in place. So we're going to pull my black just to tighten it. And then we're going to do our 3 chains again and crochet into this one. And then I'll trim this little bit here so that it's not in my way anymore, and we can trim this little one too. So I find this is the easiest method, and then you don't have to weave in any ends because it's pretty seamless there.